SpongeBob SquarePants has had a lot of jobs in Bikini Bottom, but none of them seem to matter as much as the Krusty Krab. For a place that technically pays minimum wage, it does not look like a normal workplace. There is something about it that feels different. The way SpongeBob shows up, the way he works, the way he talks about it like it is the most important place in the entire ocean. While most employees see it as a way to earn money, SpongeBob treats it with a level of seriousness that feels completely out of place for fast food work. That is what makes it unusual to watch, because the Krusty Krab is not a temple, not a battlefield, and not a place where anything life-changing is supposed to happen. Yet SpongeBob behaves as if it is all of those things at once. And over time, that raises one simple question. Why does SpongeBob treat the Krusty Krab like it is something far bigger than just a job? Because even when nothing important is happening, he acts like everything is. To understand SpongeBob's relationship with the Krusty Krab, it helps to go all the way back to the beginning. The very first episode. Most people apply for a job because they need money. Others do it because they need experience or simply have bills to pay. SpongeBob's reason is completely different. In Help Wanted, becoming a fry cook is presented as the goal he has been working toward his entire life. Before he even steps inside the Krusty Krab, he already talks about the position as if it is his dream career. And when Mr. Krabs initially rejects him, SpongeBob does not respond like a normal applicant. He is devastated. The opportunity means that much to him. What makes the episode so interesting is how seriously SpongeBob takes every part of the process. Then comes the moment that changes everything. When a massive crowd suddenly demands Krabby Patties, SpongeBob steps into the kitchen and performs almost effortlessly. It is as if he was built for the job. While everyone else sees a chaotic restaurant, SpongeBob sees exactly where he belongs. By the end of the episode, he is not celebrating a paycheck. He is celebrating the fact that he finally made it. And that might be the most important detail of all, which helps explain why, for the rest of the series, he treats the Krusty Krab as something far more important than just a place to work. If Help Wanted shows how SpongeBob joined the Krusty Krab, then Krusty Krab training video shows how deeply that job has become part of his identity. The episode is presented as an official training video for Krusty Krab employees. On the surface, it is simply explaining how the restaurant operates. But the more you watch, the stranger it becomes. Everything is treated with an unusual level of importance. The history of the restaurant, the duties of the employees, even the process of taking an order. Every aspect of working at the Krusty Krab is presented as if it follows a strict set of rules that must never be questioned. And SpongeBob embraces every single one of them. Unlike Squidward, who sees the training material as boring and pointless, SpongeBob treats it like essential knowledge. He follows procedures exactly as instructed and approaches even the smallest tasks with complete dedication. That is what makes the episode so revealing. Most employees learn workplace rules because they have to. SpongeBob learns them because he genuinely wants to. In many ways, the episode feels less like a training video and more like a guide to SpongeBob's worldview. It shows how he approaches his work, why he takes it so seriously, and why he rarely questions anything related to the restaurant. For SpongeBob, the Krusty Krab is not just a building where he spends part of his day. It is a system he believes in. And if Help Wanted was the beginning of that belief, Krusty Krab training video might be the clearest example of just how far it goes. If the first episode showed SpongeBob dreaming of working at the Krusty Krab, and the second showed him embracing its rules and philosophy, then New Digs takes things to an entirely different level. Because this is the episode where SpongeBob literally moves into the restaurant. The story begins when SpongeBob arrives at work 1 minute late. For most employees, that would be a minor inconvenience. For SpongeBob, it feels like a personal failure. The idea of being late bothers him so much that he starts looking for a permanent solution. And somehow, the solution he comes up with is living at the Krusty Krab. What makes the episode so important to this theory is how natural the decision feels to SpongeBob. He is not forced to do it. Nobody suggests it seriously. In fact, the original idea comes from one of Squidward's sarcastic remarks. Yet SpongeBob immediately sees it as a great plan. As the episode continues, he begins transforming the Krusty Krab into his new home. He brings in his furniture, his pet, and eventually even his family. The line between workplace and home slowly disappears, and that may be the most revealing part of all. To him, the Krusty Krab is already such a central part of his life that moving in feels completely reasonable. By the end of the episode, the restaurant has become more than a place where he works. It has become a place where he believes he belongs. And if someone is willing to live inside their workplace just to avoid missing a shift, it becomes a lot easier to understand why they might view that workplace as something far more important than a job. So, why does SpongeBob treat the Krusty Krab like a sacred religious temple instead of a minimum wage job? The simplest answer is that SpongeBob views the Krusty Krab as something far more important than employment. Looking at these episodes together, a pattern starts to emerge. In Help Wanted, becoming a fry cook is presented as his lifelong dream. In Krusty Krab training video, he embraces the restaurant's rules and traditions with complete dedication. And in New Digs, he goes as far as moving into the building itself. These are not the actions of someone who is simply trying to earn a paycheck. For most characters in Bikini Bottom, the Krusty Krab is exactly what it appears to be: a fast food restaurant. Squidward sees it as a place to collect a salary. Mr. Krabs sees it as a business. SpongeBob sees something entirely different. The restaurant gives him structure, responsibility, and a sense of belonging. Every day, he gets to do something he genuinely enjoys while making customers happy and contributing to a place he cares about. That is why he approaches every shift with so much enthusiasm. His motivation has very little to do with money. What drives him is the feeling that he is exactly where he is supposed to be. In a strange way, the restaurant provides many of the things people usually search for elsewhere: purpose, routine, community, and a set of values to follow. And once you look at it from that perspective, SpongeBob's behavior becomes much easier to understand. The Krusty Krab may be an ordinary restaurant to everyone else, but to SpongeBob, it is one of the most important places in his entire life. At first glance, SpongeBob's devotion to the Krusty Krab seems completely ridiculous. After all, it is a fast food restaurant run by one of the cheapest bosses in Bikini Bottom. Most people would count the hours until their shift ends. SpongeBob cannot wait for the next one to begin. But after looking at these episodes, it becomes clear that his relationship with the Krusty Krab was never meant to be normal. From the moment he was hired, SpongeBob found something that gave him purpose and direction. The restaurant became more than just the place where he worked. It became one of the defining parts of who he is. But it does explain why his dedication never fades, no matter how difficult the job becomes. Because while everyone else sees a restaurant, SpongeBob sees the place where he gets to do what he loves most. And that may be the real reason he treats the Krusty Krab like a sacred temple. Not because the building itself is special, but because of what it represents to him.